Next, I'm going to take just a few seconds to talk about hair instancing. Now, hair instancing works really well, and it's a very fast, very robust instancing system, but there's a couple of things that you're going to want to be aware of as you're working with them. So I've got just this basic polygon plane here that's been lightly sculpted, and I'm just going to go up here and create new hair. Okay, and we're just going to choose the default, stick it on here, and that's it. We'll call it a day. Now what I'll do is I'll go up here and I'll create a polygon primitive. It needs to be a polygon. I'm going to generate a cone, and it's right here at the center. Okay, and that is very important, the fact that it's in the center. So I'm going to first make some modifications, and then I'll walk you through how you could modify this. All right, one of the things that we're going to want to do is go ahead and put some height divisions in. So I'll put in 16 divisions on the height, just so as you can see here, we've got some cool divisions here, and it'll just make for a neat shape as we start going in here and adding this in. So watch what happens. I'll select this cone, shift select the hair, we'll go to shave, edit current, instancing, set instance object. And when I do that, it gets all wacky. Okay, well, let me see if I can undo that. And I could undo that, not all the way. So let me actually go in, select the shape node, and just delete all this information. Okay, and I'll start fresh. And the reason I'm doing that is just so it's a little bit easier for you to see. When you delete that, it replaces all of these hairs with a polygon hair, and so you can't really see what's going on with the edit. So we'll do this again. However, notice it spread them out here because it looked at this information. So we'll set this back to 0. Okay, and I'm going to do this once, and then I'm going to undo it again and reset this position just so you can see what's going on. So I'll shift select, shave, edit current, instancing, set instance object. Okay, now you notice that partial cones are under the floor or my grid because that's where this object was right here. Now I can't undo out of that, so what we'll have to do instead is say, okay, shave select, and here's another great reason to use this. Okay, we'll select the shape node, and then we will go and shift select this cone, and we'll say shave, edit current, instancing, clear instance object. Actually, I don't even think we need to hold the or select the cone to do that. All right, as you can see, just like earlier, it does create polygon objects here. Okay, so nothing to be aware of, nothing to be afraid of there or concerned about. Okay, so I'm going to move this cone up. We'll now select the shape, shift select the cone. We'll go to shave, edit current, instancing, set instance object, and there we go. Okay, so let's also, while I'm in this mode, talk to you about a couple of other features. Now, if we go to the attribute editor for what's going on here, if you don't want these curved and bent over, that's no problem. All we need to do is, in our shape node for our hair, we need to remove some of this frizz. So if we say 0 tip frizz, you see there's no displacement. If we then increase the kink, increase the top kink, you can see here now these are displaced around each of those cones. This might have been a great lesson to demonstrate all of these different features because it's really easy to see what's happening here. All right, so I kind of like the frizz, so I'm going to add some frizz back in here and get them bent. Here we go. Had 100, which is pretty heavy. And we'll talk about materials. Now, I'm going to create a brand new material for this. I'll just use a toon shader here, which is going to be a ramp shader. Give it a second to load up. And you're going to think that, okay, well, if I add it to this cone, all of these little objects will inherit it. Well, that's not really true. So if I go in here, and I'll just choose a preset that's a ramp for a cartoon color here, and I'll just change some of these colors. Okay, we'll get rid of some of these colors. Okay, so something like that. And when I hit render, it's not going to give those materials that I've placed on this primary object to all of its instance objects. So to do that, and you can't select it here, what you'll need to do is in your outliner, open up the Shave Display group. There is a Shave Display node, and from there you can go in and assign an existing material or create a new material. So once that's done, we can hit render. Now you do notice it does render very quickly, so instancing is pretty fast, and you can create some really cool, wacky looks. Any polygon object. So even if you wanted to take a Paint Effects brush, you just go to Modify, Convert, Paint Effects to Polygons. From there, just make sure to combine all the pieces if it's in multiple pieces, and then instance them right on, and you can create some pretty cool looking environments very fast using this instance method. Of course, you could use it on the fur of an object if you needed polygon objects and specific hair shapes, but you could also use them to generate environments very quickly.